Hello on YouTube, hello on Twitch, and welcome to another episode of my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play series. This is Northstar. I hope you're well, are taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. For those new to my channel, welcome. Returning viewers, welcome back. If you haven't, you can check out previous videos in this series and all my other series, more than 50 series, more than 36 games, and more than 2,100 videos on my channel. Link on my Twitch profile. So for the folks on YouTube, I have turned down the quality recording slightly. The constant quality point is now CQP 27, at which point you should start to see a slight loss of quality. It makes the file sizes more manageable. I have way too big of a buffer of stuff. And I record a variety of games. Since I'm not using graphics mod with KSB graphics mods, there's not it's not the most beautiful to look at. Let me know if you prefer otherwise. I can set it back up. I just thought this would help me reduce the buffer, and when I reduce the amount of hard disk space used by larger files, I should say, are slower to edit. So this will allow me to edit more videos per day, hopefully. Record a little more per day, and reduce upload times. Those are very short already. And reducing the buffer, catch up on the backlog of video editing will probably make the game run a little smoother. Might even reduce load time. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I would love to know if you guys prefer higher quality video. I don't think I want to make it any worse than this, but we'll see. Maybe there's some other settings now with the CQB higher that I could actually do to improve quality that might be more substantial. I don't know. Since that gives me a little more headway, it should be easier on my... Actually, it might be harder on my graphics card, isn't it? It's harder in the graphics card, easier on the hard disk space when you turn up... I don't remember. No, that's the preset. CQB just reports. I'll say it should be easier on my graphics card. Alright, so I'm here with the mid-range probe. You can see some of the contracts I've got. I got to get orbiters around the moon. I have calculated the exact amount of aniline, 474.31, that I should have on this vessel. And I actually elongated the launch stage and the sustainer, both a tiny bit. No, actually, no, the sustainer might be the same as where I left it. I don't remember. Let's see. These 3 tanks and this tiny one, was it like that before? I can't remember. I did rearrange them because I meant to have this tank with the parachutes attached. You want the heaviest part to have the parachutes attached. So there was a slight alteration to the sustainer stage, made the launch stage a little longer. So added a very small tank that filled pure with LOX. So I was going to have more surplus of LOX, switch it to a mixed tank. It should be right here. Figured out how much if I completely filled the LOX tanks, how much kerosene that would mean adding. Realized it was less than the amount of kerosene there. Fully filled the kerosene tank and then just reduced the bottommost tank down to 58,254. It's a whole number like that because I added in 6.1 excess LOX, the whole bottom for boil off, which you can see 0.01 a second and it boils off. My name might still be a little short on LOX. Might want to reduce kerosene further in the future. Anyways, depends on how long this sits in the launch pad before launch, probably. If I wait for launch windows, I might want to reduce the kerosene further. This rocket is good. Oh yeah, and I upsized the launch stages. That's very important. Thrust to weight ratio is now, you can see 1.62 here. I think it's at 1.5, whatever, but this is not sea level. Current altitude, or no, yeah, it's 1.62 and 2.01 at current altitude. So it's high, and I'll definitely have to throttle down. Right, so let's get this rocket going. Whew. The stressful part of anything. This high of a thrust to weight ratio, I will want to do an early gravity turn. I can sustain it without falling too low. So guess, you guys remember the previous version, which I tested. This roll is going to get me wrong eventually, so let's just fix it now. Side slip. Oh yeah, a little higher max dynamic pressure than before, but not too much. At this point, yeah, I can focus aggressively on that gravity turn. The apoapsis is increasing like crazy. You can see it's perfectly controllable as long as it has the thrust vectoring. If I turned it off, I'd likely see the thing spinning a little out of control. Well, maybe not, but now enough. Our mass might have moved up enough in the launch stage due to the way the fuel drains. Alright. Just burning straight. Well, I can lose the top bearing now. Just checking it didn't smash anything. Down to 500 pascals of pressure, dynamic pressure, that's very low. I didn't even have to throttle down at any point. Alright, I do not need that much fuel at all on stage, but these can't be reignited, so I'm going for really high apoapsis because the sustainer I will have to manually fly back, and want lots of time for that. That was a bigger boost back burn, so it's not as far from the launch pad, which is was in Western China, anyways, because that's the highest altitude I can find. Likely the sustainer lands somewhere in the water, but just off the coast of China. It's a great place for it. Too bad. Well, actually, yeah, it's too bad. If you really want to be crazy with it, you can put a barge and land pinpoint precision on a barge, and then bring sail in close to the coast. That's something you can do. People have done. I messed with it once. It was really hard to design the barge, though. It was a huge hassle, and I don't think it was worth the small amounts of funds. That's what SpaceX actually does with core stage recovery, where they have side mount boosters. They're Falcon Heavy, and then the core, the side mount boosters fly back to the launch pad, but the core lands at sea because it's further downrange by stage 7. Drag losses were 16.1 meters a second. I probably should have done an even more aggressive gravity turn. Turn losses always seem to be around where they are. I don't love these really high gravity losses, though. That's based on basically how long till you circleize. If I had throttled down earlier, though, it wouldn't have got me to apoapsis. Well, it would have quicker. It would have been a lower one, so I should have throttled down. These are going to be really high gravity losses. Also, mission time, I'm getting close to the limits of those launch engines. They only have like 6 or 5 minutes of burn time. So, here we go. Be able to burn these much longer anyhow. But by having a more vertical trajectory, this makes it easier to boost back with the shoot. I don't know if stage recovery can do that. I don't remember if it's 200 meters a second on the stage or on at stage SEP. Either way, I'd like to, just to be sure, make sure I have 200. I don't need to. That's a really expensive launch stage, like over 100,000. This rocket is extremely cheap with the amount of reusability built in, but only if I get the reusability, so it's not taking chances. Also, I didn't throttle down. Yeah, the reason is that you throttle down, and less of your thrust is when you're pointing more vertical, more of it horizontal. So you don't have as high an apoapsis. That was just really high gravity losses. Alright, let's do this. Warning, this rocket's really, really high thrust. I'm getting used to it, so forgive me. Here's... start this gravity turn almost immediately. Throttling down. More problems with the air. But fewer problems with excessively high apoapsis. So 8-degree angle attack. Quite aggressive gravity turn. And I'm going to throttle down to 2/3 on top of that. This should eliminate pretty much all the problems with the apoapsis being way too high. Dynamic pressure, I like to use the fairings usually around 1.4 kPa. Since this is such a flat trajectory and I'm spent gonna be a little earlier, I'd probably do 1.0 right after that sonic boom. Hopefully pushing through the transonic region there. Or actually that would be multiple Machs. I'm not even sure what Mach that was. It was definitely not Mach 1. Burn. Orbital prograde. Precisely. Gravity losses are much smaller. Drag losses are a little higher than before. And even steering losses are less. So this is going exceedingly well. So yeah, the launch stage has everything it needs for a propulsive landing, so stage recovery can do that. Alright, speed this up. Burn coal ore now. Alright, and that's that. I hope that it doesn't actually care about the batteries in that. I won't do any. It probably does, but let's just test this. As you guys may recall, I switched to hydrolox with sustainer after unlocking an advanced rocketry that was, I think it was advanced rocketry, the Vesuvius engines. I think this was originally designed before I had these, before I got it. I should say mid-design. I started this design before them. And I settled Methlox because of a contract anyways. Alright. First... This is a rather high. I'm not going to actually coast all the way to apoapsis because That will lead to a greater downrange distance for a sustainer. There we go. I want to see by the time this, I'm pretty sure the upper stage will be gone. Launch stage. No, that's not true. Oh, it takes the 1802 to circleize, so yeah, the sustainer stage will have to fly back from orbit. If I do this full burn. I probably should not, because it's going to require a lot of fuel just to slow its trajectory. Maybe reduce its rate of going downrange. It's going to land somewhere in the mid-Pacific, probably. Yeah, upper stage recovery is brutal. There's no question about that. Oh, batteries are almost empty. That's what I get for doing a night launch. Where's the sun? Over there? Yeah, there should be sunlight at the maneuver node. Oh, I'm getting it now. Why are my batteries not charging? I'm getting sunlight right on the solar panels. I guess it's just enough to start the node. Oh shoot. Saying I should have started the rocket already. It's fine, that's before that. Should have started it a little sooner, but... So I was getting AC from the source, and then it was some drain that was, I don't know. Probably the reaction wheels trying to do more than they should have. So what ended up happening is, yeah, I can still ignite the engines. It just missions also. These should actually be able to both do propulsive landings, in theory. Upper stage is also. Attempted propulsive landing, but could not reduce velocity enough. Safe touchdown. What? It got it to 23. So apparently it does sim out. 200 is just the bare minimum meters a second of. It's not always enough. So I didn't leave it enough fuel, basically. Alright, now let's see. This stage recovered. Propulsive landing. Alright. Interesting. I needed to decouple the launch stage sooner, it seems like, and that's fine because I had the sustainer. I decoupled it with probably too much fuel on board. Alright, well, this is just working out the quirks of the ascent profile for reusability. The problem is I constantly am designing new rockets, so what I'm probably going to eventually need to do is standardize. I might just standardize the current Hydrolox, Keralox stages as reusable upper stage and launch, and then just payloads, which always need to finish the circularization on their own. That way I don't even have to sorry, I was train of thought. This happens with my long COVID sometimes. Give me a second. I don't have to fly the sustainer down. That's right. The whole reason I was doing it before was to have the Methalox engines in the ocean, kind of thing. So I left it like 287 meters a second, and that was not enough for the launch stage to land. That's interesting. That's all I can really say. Less angle of attack than before because I did such an early. I'll just set this to -6 instead of -8. This is still a really flat trajectory, which does reduce the recovery advantages a lot. If I had Flight Manager for usable stages, I could do a boost back burn with the launch stage for sure. But I don't. And, not gonna change, probably because of performance constraints. It's a really good mod. It's pretty hard performance-wise in your computer if I'm streaming. Hold on a sec. Speaking of the stream, checking the time on the local recording, which is a couple minutes less than the Twitch, which I can see. Make sure this isn't getting too long. That is my cue. It's about time to remove the fairing. I'm actually burning below orbital prograde. Let's fix that. Bye-bye fairing. I can see it leave the nose. Which is still pretty streamlined even without, but there are some sharp changes. Alright, so how much delta V to leave this? I don't know, 600? Does that sound good? It should be enough for any reasonable landing burn. 45. There's no way in heck that that's insufficient. Some distance between me and the upper stage. Physics range, but also apoapsis is... This has plenty of radiation, so... Now it's a bit of a coast. If I manually fly the sustainer down, I can get it way closer to the launch pad. So maybe I should just do that. Should be fun. Difficult, but I've set settings such that I could do it reasonably. I'm almost positive there's enough fuel now in the there we go. That should, if performed correctly, let the reaction wheels go all the way there. It's gonna give me issues with electric charge again. Let's let this coast. Wants me to start the burn now anyways. Engine malfunction. Darn it. Which engine malfunctioned? It doesn't matter, as long as I can maintain control. Thrust might be slightly asymmetric. Good. This is increasing my gravity losses a lot, but the sooner I almost circularize, the sooner I can get the sustainer. So I'll just... I'm almost to orbit. Make a small, precise burn. easier to get this right and save me electricity if I don't have to cancel out this engine. And this time I'll turn off the engine that's... What? This isn't right working. This isn't... Not moving towards the node at all. Electricity is so low. Reduce wheel authority to 8%. I think this will help. What? I'm not manually doing this. So put that 0. Node in, start burning. We're gonna have to use the engines to get on node. It's a little bit wasteful. Electrical systems, I keep making underpowered electrical systems my rockets. Now I get to find out which stages, if any, are recovered. On stage recovered. Recovery percentage 72.3. Yeah, that was not great. This is why boost back burns are a thing in real life. Stuff to land close to the launch pad. Where's the sun? It says I ran out of electric charge, but I most certainly didn't. I need to run the reaction wheels here. A respectable rate of turn. Got plenty of reignitions. Just fire the... No, let's not do such stupid things. Just trying to get more insulation on solars. This is painfully slow. No, this is fine. Stage recovered. Recovery percentage 23%. Thousand recovered. All right. 72%. So like 70. What was it, like 72,000 on the first stage and 1,073? So it's like 120. It's like a 50K launch. Still not cheap. It's terrible recovery percentages. That's mostly because even with a really flat trajectory, the launch stage, it's going to increase the downrange. Maybe I should have gone more vertical. It's just that's such a high orbit if you go more vertical. Insanely high. All right, I'm going back to the VAP. This thing is getting more batteries. I want to do a boost back burn because 20%. Although I could just switch to a different space center. But I'd like to be able to at least not have so many problems with running out of electric charge. I'm going to add more batteries. And also you saw the time warp ended because in the shadow of the Earth, even the upper stage, there's just not enough batteries on this rocket. It's an easy enough fix, honestly. Just make the existing batteries bigger. That was accidental. I only meant to go up to 70%. All right. So just the slightest bit clipped in there. To get a closer look. See if I did a good job. And quite enough electricity. Expensive part count. Also, there was some batteries that were clipped between stages before, stupidly. I don't hear anything. They accidentally... Normally you hear like a clicking when you move parts like this. All right. Now I wrote down things here. 474.31. There's no boil off, so I can get it exact. on this. And I'm still going to need more battery in this. How many batteries are there here? I think 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. 12 batteries, and it's still not. Obviously, they have to be bigger. Let's make them full-sized. Boom. Spread out to reduce part clipping. Batteries hardly matters. It technically raises the center mass too. So those are above the center mass. Diagonal distance is greater than vertical. All right, and this should be 58 to 54. Feel. Not 0.02, 0.00 in fact. And what was this now? It's a little more expensive than the last version. Previously it was 139,055. Oof. It's like 60K even after reusability. Hmm. I'm going to try doing a very quick boost back in this. Like I won't fly it down, see if the stage recovery will work. Then I worry it won't. But I only way to learn. Right? That won't last long. The way the game seems to love drain batteries much quicker than it says they should, but that'll be a bit of electricity. I'm sure I'll have no issues now. Boom. What time the battery really matter in that. It's the brief time I have it loaded and when I throttle down the engines real low at the end to get every last bit of fuel out that I'm not going to use for the boost back. So more vertical ascent and then tipping over. This is not efficient in terms of gravity loss, but allows greater reusability. So it's kind of like more of an L-shaped descent, which is what beginners do when they play Kerbal Space Program. It's normally a bad way to do things, but if you're going to reuse the launch stage, it's actually pretty good. Alright, test the engines. Hope no engine failures this time. Start the gravity turn early because that'll just increase my downrange distance and slow me getting out of the soup, I guess. This is going to be a much delayed gravity turn and much more shape descent. This is not to say I want gravity turn, just a delayed one. It's a compromise. but I don't think there's a way to get Medchev to do a great delayed gravity turn very easily. But from now I can just let that. And then a 3-degree of attack. And really high apoapsis, there's no question. Alright, I'm gonna throttle all the way down. This will allow me to, with the engines, do more of it horizontal. Not too excessive of an apoapsis. Basically just enough to avoid flame out. Alright, and now I've lost so much energy. I'm not gonna burn prorate at this point, especially with it's a minimal amount of thrust. Pretty much exited that. It says dynamic pressure 0. It's so low it doesn't even show, even though the atmosphere hasn't technically ended yet. It's going to be a different ascent for sure. Much smaller downrange distances, but if I'm not careful, I won't make it to orbit at all. This won't have much time above the atmosphere. Alright. It's time to go full thrust. This is exactly what I said. Need enough time for everything to still reach. I'm also going to do a boost back burn, so this launch stage is going very, very soon. Boom. Oh no. Darn it! I detonated the Probodyne because I fired the engines a little too aggressively too soon. Grr. Also, current thrust. Yeah, actually, I would still make orbit. Same thing, but I probably should throttle down sooner. A way to reduce drag losses a little, and I don't care about that, but just to get higher specific impulse, I probably shouldn't. Alright, all engines go. throttle down to about 2/3. It's mostly so you can see my thrust-to-weight ratio is going up. It's my specific impulse. Right. Let's reduce the max dynamic pressure. What the heck it's worth. Mostly vertical. Reduce downrange distance. 0-degree angle attack. Wow, let's drag losses do. Vertical descent. Lose the bearings very, very early. Did that go? And throttle down. Save fuel for horizontal factory building. Prograde burn. Get position. And apoapsis. I'm watching that number. Start firing the engines about 2 minutes to apoapsis. There we go. About 16 seconds of thrust. Stage, that should be enough for landing and boost back burns. 16 to 18, somewhere in that range, so. Alright. A little bit of separation. So I don't ignite the time-lapse. Create some distance. I'm just going to do the boost back immediately. It's going to... This doesn't have reignitions. What the heck am I thinking? Ah. Whoopsie daisy. How'd I forget I didn't have any reignitions? I can't do a boost back on the launch stage. Just have to do a very L-shaped burn. Which is a shame. A boost back burn would really help. I don't know if... Yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to go to VAB. I'm going to add some T-Teb on the launch stage. It's an overpowered launch stage, so it's not like the weight's an issue. Alright, well, this did not go as well as planned. I thought I'd have this in orbit, but then the video, I mean, you saw the thing's capable of it. I'm testing, I'm working out the bugs. So I'm going to fly this exact rocket with maybe minor modifications. That's why it's MRP-A. It might be the MRB B or C, but this same rocket with minor modifications. I'm going to fly a number of times to save on design time because, well, that was too much. Alright, well, viewers, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care of each other, be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Do these modifications off camera, by the way. Till next time, it's Northstar I do, and best luck to y'all. changing scales, just... I remember this being... It's off center. Shoot, so much electricity. It's me 6 T-Tab. I have 5 engines, each of which consume 30. Yeah. 150 just to get the engines on the very first time. Shit. It's 40 E. Need 300 of this stuff. Can't put in a container. 75 each. shoot. Oh, I did not stop the recording before. I apologize, guys. Let me stop this and start a new one. Folks on YouTube.